What's up? It's your girl Brianca Jay, and we are back for another episode of Book Talk or Lit for Books. Because I really don't know how long you've been here, but I appreciate you for finding your way to my little corner of the internet, and I am giving you a big old Texas hug. Cause welcome and howdy, y'all. I don't even have to do a country accent because I've been told that I sound country enough, so cut that. Yeah, so today you're here because I'm promising you I'm telling you what books I'm going to be reading for the last 5 weeks of 2022. And before we get into that, I just want to say thanks for being here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this channel, you want more content from me. And if you have a book recommendation you want me to fit in before the end of 2022, go ahead and put that in the comments as well. If you didn't know, I'm going to also let you know that I write children's books, right? So be sure to hit the description box below. Get a copy for a nephew, get a copy for your cousins, for your babies, for your siblings, whomever. I also create websites. If you know a small business owner or you are looking to create your own online experience where you want to get you need a website, bring a digital presence, talk to me, hit me up, check out my website. It's also in the description box. And guys, I actually have started my personal writing page back. It's called Brianca Jay Writes. If you want to just enjoy some really cool stories from travel or my life, or just get some really interesting details about how to save a little coin, living this life, you can check that out. Totally unrelated. And then everything else, my Instagram is down there, my Twitter is down there. Every way you can connect with me is down there in the description box. It's chock full of really good stuff. So make sure you read it, get to know me a little better. Let's stay connected. Without further ado, I've rambled enough. Let's talk about these books. So yeah. One of the ones I want to read for the end of 2021. Sorry, before we start 2022. I want to read this book. It is called Build Your House Around My Body. It is actually the only book on this particular list that is by a woman. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I've been really interested into getting into male perspectives. You guys think so differently than me and my female-oriented brain and feminism and so much literature and critical essays, right? So it's fun to kind of hear you guys' perspective. And yeah, but this book, Build Your House Around My Body, is by Kupersmith. It is set in Vietnam. It's actually just gonna read I gotta read the jacket for you. A century of Vietnam's history and folklore comes to life in this brilliant, sweeping epic that swaps spirits and sheds time like snakeskin. It says that basically in 1986, the teenage daughter of a wealthy Vietnamese family loses her way in an abandoned rubber plantation while fleeing her angry father and is forever changed. 2011, a young, unhappy Vietnamese American woman disappears from her new home in Saigon without a trace. I'm sorry if I pronounced something wrong. I know y'all like to tell me in the comments. I don't mind, but I'm sorry. It says the fates of these two women are inescapably linked, bound together by past generations, by ghosts and ancestors, by the history of possessed bodies and possessed lands. Alongside them, we meet a young boy who is sent to a boarding school for the Métis children of French expatriates, just before Vietnam declared its independence from colonial rule. Two Frenchmen who are trying to start a business with the Vietnam War on the horizon, and the employees of the Saigon Spirit Eradication Company, who find themselves investigating strange occurrences in a farmhouse on the edge of a forest. Each new character and timeline brings us one step closer to understanding what binds them all. Part puzzle, part revenge tale, part ghost story, this book takes us from colonial mansions to ramshackle zoos, from sweaty nightclubs to the jostling seats of motorbikes, from expat flats to sizzling back alley streetcars. spanning more than 50 years of Vietnam history and barreling toward an unforgettable conclusion. This is a time-traveling, heart-pounding, border-crossing fever dream of a novel that will haunt you long after the last page. Baby, I don't know who wrote the copy for that book jacket, but it got me. And then this cover art, I was sold. So it's pretty much giving me like historical fiction with a bit of like espionage. So I copped this recently in the bookstore. I was there, you know, I be in there regularly, so I saw this one and I copped it, and it's definitely on my list to finish before the beginning of 2022. So I got about 5 weeks to get this done, in connection with 3 other books. These books are actually older works that have been on my shelf that I just really want to like read. If I have read it, read it again for better clarity and understanding. The first one is Life of Pi. I really don't even know how I got this book, but it's by Jan Martel, and it's the winner of the Man Booker Prize. And I'm pretty sure so many people read this book because it's come out. When did this come out? Like, I don't see the year. You guys don't care about the year. I hate when I put these pauses in voice, but now I'm addicted to telling y'all what year this came out. Da 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 da. Oh, it's the first US edition. Cool. 2001. So I'm late. Super late. But this book is a national bestseller for one. It is Pai Patel, a God-loving boy and the son of a zookeeper, has a fervent love of stories and practices not only his native Hinduism, but also Christianity and Islam. When Pai is 16, his family and their zoo animals immigrate from India to North America aboard a Japanese cargo ship. Alas, the ship sinks and Pai finds himself in a lifeboat. His only companions, a hyena, an orangutan, a wounded zebra, and a 450-pound Bengal tiger. Soon the tiger has dispatched all but Pai. Can Pai and the tiger find their way to land? Can Pai's fear, knowledge, and cunning keep him alive until they do? So, yeah, this is going to be really good. It seems to be really good. Looking forward to this one only because, one, this book, I've heard things about it. I think it's supposed to become a movie. I don't know if it actually ever did. But because it's a New York Times bestseller, because it's on like school reading lists and all things like that, it just seems weird that I haven't read it, if anything. So that's why I chose to kind of put this on my by the end of 2021 reading list, to make sure that I read this book, because it's been on my shelf way too long for me not to have read it, and it's too infamous. You know, this book may be the classic in 100 years, and I'll be the girl that didn't read it. So I don't want that to happen. It's on my book list. This next book is actually, okay, I'm reading this book because I'm reading Neighbor's Son, y'all. I'm reading it because, one, I was asked to read this by one of the really cool members of my YouTube community. Shout out to you for emailing me and asking me to read this book. And I'm going to read it because, again, I read it in college, but I feel like because of the pace of a college classroom, sometimes you find yourself speed reading and like gutting through a book without really giving it every level of like attention and detail that you want to give it. And so I need to read it again for that reason, because in my initial read I really hated everything about Richard Wright, and so I feel like before I continue with that level of disdain, I should read the book again to get like a very clear understanding of what I read. I did watch the HBO version of it that came out recently, and I do want to do like a comparison of the book versus the movie, but I want to read the book again before I did that footage before, but I want to read the book again to give it the best possible analysis I can give it. So I want to take my time with this one, but it is on my list for the end of 2021. The other book that I have, the last book actually that I have on my list for 2021, is a recommendation by a really good friend of mine who actually has his own YouTube channel, so I'll tag him up here or something. But his name is Julian, and he gifted me a copy of his own book, and it's a memoir, and it's called Heavy. Oh, before I even do that, did I tell you what Native Son was about? Let me rewind. Okay, I didn't read you the book jacket, so I'm sorry. It says, right from the start, Booker Thomas had been headed for jail. It could have been for assault or petty larceny. By chance, it was for murder and rape. Native Son tells the story of this young black man caught in a downward spiral after he killed a young white woman in a brief moment of panic. Set in Chicago in the 1930s, Wright's powerful novel is an unsparing reflection of the poverty and feelings of hopelessness experienced by people in inner cities across the country, and of what it takes to be black in America. So yeah, if you can't tell about the book jacket why I never like it, you know, you read it yourself. Okay, so back to the last book. This last book is called Heavy by Kiese, Layman. So I actually got this book from a friend, like I said, and I put it on my Instagram like a next read, and people, a lot of men subscribers were kind of telling me like the book was exactly what that was, a really heavy read, really dark, a dark upward turn, and I was like, it was like the height of the pandemic and I wasn't ready to go dark, and so I kind of put this on the back burner. But I'm gonna read it because it was a recommendation, and I guess, I don't know, sometimes I feel like when people recommend us books, they may not know the impact it's gonna have, but every time I've been recommended, well, most of the time I've felt like I've had a great impact from the work. And sometimes when a book finds us, it seems like it finds us at the right moment. So maybe this is the right moment for me to read Heavy. But it says, in this powerful and provocative memoir, Kiese Layman fearlessly explored what the weight of a lifetime of secrets, lies, and deception does to a black body, a black family, and a nation teetering on the brink of moral collapse. From his early experiences to his life as a college professor, Layman charts his complex relationship with his family, weight, sex, gambling, and writing. Defiant, vulnerable, and insightful, Heavy names secrets Layman spent a lifetime avoiding, and asks all of us to confront the terrifying possibility that few of us know how to responsibly love. So yeah, this book is probably, it's heavy as the title says, and it's a memoir, so I know that's going to be a deep read for me. But those are my books for the end of 2021. Tell me which one you are most excited for me to review in the comments, and make sure you comment, like, or subscribe if you want more videos like this one where I just kind of share my book list. And I'll be back to you with more videos very soon. So until next time, peace.